year, whenever I first got in high school and I was pursuing my relationship with God, it was really hard. I had to make lots of new friends, and I moved lunch tables, and people made fun of me. And at first, like, the jokes really upset me, but then I realized that I didn't really mind if people, like, made fun of me for being a Christian. Like, that was something I wanted people to know, and I just didn't care if they knew that I was living for God. But whenever people make fun of you or are mean, it's really easy to not like them and get mad, but Jesus calls us to love our enemies. Romans 12:21 says, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." Jesus was mocked, and ever since then, his followers have been too. But Matthew 5:43-45 says, "You have heard that it was said, 'Love your neighbor and hate your enemy.' But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be children of your Father in heaven." God calls us to love our enemies, so we should. If we call ourselves God's children, he expects us to do so. We cannot separate our love for God and our love for humankind. By loving our enemies, we show love to God, and by despising our enemies, we also despise God, because he made everyone in his image. Anyone can love those who love back, but rarely do we love our enemies. We have no excuses not to love them, because God has loved us so graciously. God did not wait for us to love him, therefore we should not wait for our enemies to love us. God loved us before we even knew who he was. Romans 5:8 says, "But God showed his love for us in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us." God loves everyone, even those who hate him and don't believe his word. None of us deserve his love, but that's what God is like, and that's how he wants us to be like too. God loved us while we were still his enemies, so shouldn't we do the same? You can always ask God to help you to love your enemies. Admit that you struggle with it and ask him to fulfill the call in your heart. Ask God to help you forgive them and see what happens. Next time you're faced with the choice to love your enemy, always choose love, because that's what Jesus did.